What's up, guys? MC Stu here, and today we got a bit of news regarding the summer event that is coming up for 2023. This is a pretty fun event where we are able to earn a free Tier 6 ship. On this week's 10 Forward, the devs showed off what ship we're going to be getting, so we're going to talk about that just a little bit, and then we're also going to go over what you need to do in order to get this ship during the event. So once the event starts, you'll be ready to roll, and if this is your first one, you'll know exactly what to do and how to go about doing it. The ship that was announced is the Hysperian Intel Battlecruiser. Now, this ship was shown on Lower Decks. I believe it was in Season 2, if I'm not mistaken. The head engineer of the Cerritos, his family is royalty. Obviously, it's a meme. The whole show's a meme. I personally like the show, and I know that'll probably be controversial. A lot of the Star Trek these days is veering kind of all over the place, but that's a little bit of a separate discussion there. So his family is kind of your medieval-ish, Victorian era kind of royalty is what the race or the culture of that looks like, and their ship kind of represents that as well. So they've decided to go ahead and bring that in-game and make that the free summer event ship. So let's just take a quick look at the ship. We just have some of the screenshots basically from the 10 Forward stream. There is not a blog post on this yet. So we'll just kind of do just a kind of a quick overview. Once the ship comes out or the blog post comes out, we'll look at it in a little more detail. Now, before we jump in, the summer event should be starting within the next week or so. So either the end of next week or the following week. I think it's going to be the end of next week because it started on the 1st last year, but if we look at when patches are pushed, I think that'll probably put it on like next Wednesday or Thursday is my guess. So just so you know when to be looking for that. All right, so let's take a look at the ship itself. The ship is a Intel Battlecruiser. It's similar to the Arbiter or the Fleet Battlecruiser. It's a 5.3, 4 engineering, 2 science, and 4 tactical. So if you do the X upgrade, you'll have an additional slot there. Pretty decent layout for, fire, or not fire at will, but cannon scatter volley or doing like beam overload, dual beam banks. Layout itself is probably less important than what the bridge officer seating looks like. So let's take a quick look at the bridge officer seating. So you can see the shot here from the 10 Forward stream. We have a Lieutenant Commander Universal Intel. We have Lieutenant Commander Tactical, Commander Engineering, Lieutenant Science, and an Ensign Science. So layout itself's not too bad. You can do cannon scatter volley 2, any of the beam overloads, fire at will, that kind of thing. It's not going to be a meta changing ship, but this is a solid ship that they're giving us. The last few event ships have been pretty decent, especially the one that drops in October. The last couple on that have been really, really good. But if you don't have a lot of ships or you're free to play, this ship with the actual layout for the gear and with the bridge officer seating is pretty decent. It's going to be more than capable, just like most of the ships in the game. This will be fairly versatile. You could do a lot with it. So again, I'm not going to go into too much detail on the ship because we just don't have all the different stuff. And to be honest with you, I don't want to dig all the way through this 10 Forward stream because it's kind of disconjointed and all over the place. So once we have the blog post, we'll look at the specs on this a little bit more in detail. Let's talk about how to earn this ship, okay? So to get this, once the event starts, you're going to go to Ryza. That is located in the beta quadrants. Once you get there, you're going to beam down, and you're going to end up on a pad on the pier area. You're going to leave that pad, and you're going to hang a right. First thing I would do is stop off at the vendor, especially if this is your first time. You're most likely not going to have a jetpack, and you can rent a jetpack from the vendor here, or you can also purchase one once you earn a little bit of the favors, which are the currency that the summer event uses. Doing the jetpack race is going to be the quickest. I mean, you're looking at maybe 5 minutes or so to be able to complete it, and we'll go through real quick on how to go about doing that. So once you pick up the jetpack, you'll equip it, put it in your bar, and you're going to talk to the vendor just to the left here of the jetpack vendor. You'll pick up the mission, accept it, and then you are going to look on your map. You'll see green circles are going to indicate where you need to go. The first one generally is pretty close. So you'll activate your jetpack, and basically what you have is an aerial course that you'll need to navigate through. So you'll go through the course. I personally like to do it with my mouse only. So I'll hold down both buttons on the mouse, which will make you go forward. And then I just kind of point up where I want to go, left, right, up, down, just orient it the camera. Take it slow first couple so you don't get too far out and have to redo it. But I find that's the easiest way. If I'm about to make a turn and I'm coming in fast, then I'll just release one of the buttons from the mouse and continue to turn. So I'm looking the direction I'm going to want to go next, and then go ahead and press both buttons down again and move me forward. That's personally how I like to do it, but you can fly with mouse and the keyboard. Again, I like to just do it kind of first person, just kind of pointing where I want to go and just kind of floating around the corners. But doing this method or choosing this particular event is going to be the fastest way, the easiest way to go ahead and pick up what you need for getting the ship. And I highly, highly recommend doing this. A lot of these ships, or some of these ships in the past, have ended up being very, very good, or ended up having consoles and things that are very, very good. So if you're looking through it and you're saying, well, this doesn't really look great to me, I don't like the way the ship looks, or I don't do disruptor, which is some of what the console does, you don't know what you're going to do later in the future. So I would definitely take advantage of these free ships. Get them, even if you don't want to fly it and don't like it. You may find that you will want to use something off of it later on down the road. So definitely take advantage of these free ships that they give us from these events. And this one, just like the winter event, the winter event's probably even faster doing the ice race, but this one's pretty quick. Like I said, 5-10 minutes maximum, once a day. Generally, I think there's 30 days, and you have to do 20 days worth in order to get the ship. Again, once the blog post comes out, I'll confirm that, but I believe it's going to be 20 days that you'll need to complete in order to get this. You can buy it out with, I believe you can buy it with Lobi. There is not a Zen buyout for this, so you won't be able to, to go straight cash for it. You could buy a bunch of keys, open a bunch of boxes, get a bunch of Lobi, and buy it out. So I guess there is a paid way to do that. But the Lobi is going to be pretty much your only way if you want to just go ahead and buy this out early and get it. If you don't have a lot of time, I'm not going to tell you don't do it or do it. I personally wouldn't do that. I don't spend a lot of money on the game, but if you're someone that's busy, you got money to spend, and you got lots of Lobi, don't want to spend the time doing this every single day, then go ahead and get your ship right away. The ship itself, the way that it looks is interesting. It's all, it's obviously very cartoony because it comes from the cartoon. I like it. It's not exactly what I think when I think, Star Trek. I'll definitely fly it, check it out, but there's quite a few other ships that I personally like the aesthetics of better than this one. Although I think they did a great job on it, and it is kind of cool, but it's kind of one of those kind of novelty things to me. So, all right, guys, well, I think that's it. Again, I just wanted to kind of quick brief overview on it, the ship itself, and more importantly, how to go about doing the summer event itself to earn the ship. Again, if you're new, this will be your first time, so if you're watching this, you now know how to do it, and you don't have to go and figure it out. A lot of stuff in the game obviously isn't explained to you, and this is definitely one of them. So that's how you go about getting that quickly. Again, just do the 20 days, get your ship, unlock it, and again, that is also account unlocked for event ships, again, if you're new and haven't done many of the events. All right, I think that is going to do it for today, guys. Let me know what you think about the ship itself. Are you excited for it? Do you think it looks cool? Do you hate it? Give me your thoughts on that. Are you pumped about the summer event in general? There's quite a few other activities. There's a lot of stuff in the store. We'll be doing some follow-up videos on that to see what they add to the store. Once the blog post comes out, the event store that is for the summer, there's some really, really good stuff in there. There's vanity shields, there's kit modules. In fact, one of the best kit modules in the entire game is where you get that. And doing the event itself will earn you the currencies to buy those. And then there's a bunch of other mini events that you can do within the map during the event that will also earn you those currencies so that you can buy stuff out of the store as well. And we'll go into more detail on that once that blog post is released. We'll talk about how to earn more of those currencies and take a look at what they've added and the things that are good in the store. So, all right, guys, till next time, have a good one. Appreciate you watching. Bye-bye. Hey, guys, appreciate you watching. Be sure to hit the thumbs up button, ring the bell, and sub to the channel for the latest news updates and how-to guides.